Update 3.0.7.6 has been released for MineZ on the Shotbow network. This update is quite significant, introducing a new boss mob, the RAMPAGIng Golem, a few legendary weapon changes, loot changes, and minor PvP adjustments. I'm CeoClever, and I'm here to guide you through the changes and additions in this update. There are spoilers in this video, so if you want to figure out things for yourself, stop the video. The full changelog is in the description below for anyone that wants to see the list for themselves. Note that some changes were not included in the changelog, and so I might miss a few things. First, in continuation of the MineZ Wonderland 2020, 3 more towns have been redecorated. These towns are Cromir, Septis, and Firion. As you can see, Cromir is now snowy and many buildings have ice on them. The material of the buildings has also changed to be aqua blue. The overall layout has not been changed, however. Christmas chests have been added to Cromir. Now you can get full iron and grenades and potions. Luckily, the well has not frozen over. Oh, and did you see on the sidebar? The town is apparently called Snowmere now. I think that's how you say it. This rebuild was completed by Lime. Give your thanks to him, and the name was by Jacob. Septis has received a Christmas rebuild. Wes built this rebuild, and this military town is now beautifully made, with ice and even some bells at the entrance. There are Christmas-colored glass inserts, overhanging leaves with ornaments, and candy canes everywhere. Oh wait, I forgot. Jacob named this town Septimus. Yes, after Christmas. Septimus has some extra Christmas chests, though it's not a lot and really could use a few more, to be honest. Here, I find a nice Mythic chest. Be careful of the various spawners around here. I haven't been here in a while, so I'm not sure if these spawners were here before. Overall, it's a very nice looking town and worth a visit. The last Christmas town is at Firion. This used to be my favorite town with all its food chests. This town was also rebuilt by Wes. This update makes it worth going to. It now has 5 Christmas chests, with 2 under the Christmas tree. You can see that there is now a Christmas tree in the middle, as well as 5 Christmas chests, so you can easily get full iron here. At Firion Gearing, that's totally a place. I ran into Aladdin here, who showed me where all 5 chests were. I also checked the button room, but those military chests are unfortunately still the same military epics, and not really worth a button. Also, the town has been renamed to Festivion, again by Jacob. Jacob came up with all 3 names: Snowmere, Septimus, and Festivion. The ghost ship has moved again. Its previous location was north of Aspermont. I won't reveal the new location. Good luck finding it. Many of you are aware of Laserville's destruction exactly a month ago. In this update, we finally figure out what happened. A new boss mob is now in MineZ, joining the giant. The new boss mob is the RAMPAGIng Golem, an iron golem that only spawns in Laserville. It is similar to the giant, but has several different quirks that make it a different foe to fight. The golem was coded and created almost entirely by Marine, with Jacob adding the boss bar. The golem has 2 different states. It spends some of its time walking towards the player at around the speed of a vanilla zombie. The golem also has an aggressive state, where it runs significantly faster around the speed of a sprinting player. The golem does not spawn zombies by itself, but Laserville has a moderate zombie spawn rate, so be wary of zombies joining the fight, as well as revenants, which spawn quite commonly in Laserville. The golem also has a stomp attack, similar to a giant stomp. However, this stomp has a much smaller radius and can be entirely avoided. Right before the stomp, the golem will make a grunt and jump several blocks into the air, dealing damage when it lands and playing an explosion sound. This can do significant damage, up to 3 hearts. A similar attack is the golem's giant leap. Occasionally, the golem will also perform a gravity-defying leap of faith, dealing heavy damage wherever it lands. Another deadlier attack is the golem's ground shaker attack. When it activates, the golem shows off particles similar to how villagers react negatively in vanilla Minecraft, as you can see here. Then, a stone particle circle around the golem appears, where any player caught inside takes half a heart every half second, corresponding to the anvil and dirt path sound it makes. The circle moves with the golem, so players can quickly take massive damage. The damage ticks breaks sprinting and can make it difficult to escape. When killed, the golem has 3 different drops and awards the player who dealt the killing blow 600 XP. It is guaranteed to drop 1 to 2 pieces of iron armor, at around the durability one would find in chests. It is also guaranteed to drop 3 iron ingots. The final, rare drop is a legendary weapon, the Rusted Earthshaker. Veteran players may remember that this used to be the legendary weapon obtained from completing Sword Crypt. First, the iron ingots. Iron ingots have 2 uses at this time. You can use ingots to repair iron gear. This includes iron tools and even smite iron swords. Each ingot repairs 10 durability on the item, so players can get 30 total durability from each golem kill. I know what you're all thinking. Reinforced iron armor repairable? Bandits at Hassa with full protection armor? However, reinforced iron armor cannot be repaired with ingots, along with depth striders, making reinforced iron armor still heavily situational and a novelty. The second use of iron ingots are to craft a chunk of iron. 9 iron ingots creates a chunk of iron, which is basically an iron block. This chunk of iron has 2 different uses. One, you can use it to repair gear, adding 120 durability. As 9 ingots were used, 90 durability, repairing gear this way is much more efficient. However, this is not a very good way to use it, as one would need to kill 3 golems, which would take around 45 to 55 minutes.
Sword. Now, one of you craft it with the axe.
Yeah, I'll take one.
No,
Two
no,
cheats.
please don't craft it. You're just on accident.
Where in Biceford is Waddles?
You're funny, Sia.
It's like not hard to get to.
Seal, you're funny. You're funny. You didn't actually. Come on.
Joking.
You're fired. How? How?
Now, if you didn't make the brain-dead mistake I made, the chunk of iron can be used to upgrade the Rusted Earthshaker dropped from the golem. This creates the Earthshaker, which has an extra ability. It can work against players. The Rusted Earthshaker works against just zombies, but the upgraded Earthshaker launches all players within 5 blocks into the air, as shown here.
Oh!
There are both PvP and PvE ramifications for this new legendary. Players are launched high enough to take fall damage, though the Earthshaker does not do any damage in itself. Each use takes 50 durability, resulting in 6 total uses for an upgraded Earthshaker. The minimum spawn durability and maximum spawn durability of items has been adjusted. Minimum durability used to be 10%, with maximum durability being 50%. Now, the minimum spawn durability of any item is 20%, and the maximum is 40%. This is a nerf to enchanted swords and enchanted bows, as you cannot combine and repair those items. However, this does not greatly affect armor, though it does result in slightly more consistent gearing. Keep in mind that you can now repair iron gear with the iron ingots mentioned before, so this change is relatively balanced. Now for legendary weapon changes. The Overkill, obtained from Biceford Labs, has been buffed. Now, after activation, the Overkill only reduces the damage a player deals by 25% instead of 50%. Second, the Vampire has received another buff, which should make it a bit nicer to use. When a player is below half health, the chance to regain hearts is now 66% instead of 50%. The chance to gain hearts when attacking zombies has not been changed and remains at 25%. Another minor change is that smite swords now work against giants again, though to a lesser extent than before. This should apply to Axis books as well. Now, giants should be slightly easier. The cooldown timer for rejoining a server has been re-added after an issue with players losing their progress when logging in. Fear not, this is not the old 60 seconds for non-premiums and 30 seconds for premiums. Now, it's only 10 seconds for premiums and 20 seconds for non-premiums. This should help a lot of player saving and is actually barely noticeable if you have a premium account. And now for what I think some of you PvPers would be interested in, PvP changes. First, grenades, which had their damage increased to 3 hearts in the previous update, have been reverted back to 2.5 hearts on a direct hit. This obviously is a direct nerf. Flash grenades and fire grenades also have been changed. They now activate half a second faster once hitting the ground, making them slightly more useful. This is a direct buff, giving opponents much less time to react. The infamous PvE border has had its appearance changed. It's now green instead of purple, and has less particles overall. This should improve performance. The MineZ lobby now uses zombie and pigman NPCs instead of villagers. We won't be seeing Bob the Villager anymore. Notice how the PvE NPC is a pigman, while the other is all zombies. Is there a secret here? And lastly, loot changes. Outpost Adara has been buffed, still not that good though. 3 mil rares have been replaced by 2 mil epics and 1 pot rare. The pot rare has finally been re-added back but requires hard parkour or a grapple usage. Be aware that this is not the highest tier of potion chest, that is reserved for potion epics. Soured Crypt now has 1 extra tier 4 chest in its loot room. The tier of the dungeon remains the same. In the previous update, Sunken Library had its loot halved. Now, it has an increased amount of loot. The Floating Islands lost 2 military epics, but gained 2 mil mythics. I wasn't able to get footage of the 2 mythics, but Kitty figured them out. I linked his Twitch channel in the description for those who are interested in where they are. The 2 mythics are not on the main island. And that's all for update 3.0.7.6. This is a pretty big update. The Golem is a really nice addition and should breathe some life into the West. PvP is expected to occur at Chromium a bit more, especially with all the new Christmas chests there, with Tiny Dog remaining a hotspot. This is my first update video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see everyone around the world and hopefully in the next update.